I live in a small town with less than 110,000 people. By the way, that's not that small of a town. That's not so bad. He goes on to say the closest bigger town is over 8 hours away. I don't want to be a stepdad, but in my town, almost every girl got pregnant while in high school, and at 24, finding a girl with no kids is nearly impossible. I want to move, but I'm not in a financial position to move to a bigger city. Should I just overlook my desire to not be a stepdad and give it a shot, or should I wait out until I can find or move the rare girl without a kid in this town? Thanks for all you do. Hopefully one day I can join your coaching programs, but for now I will stick to the podcasts. Brian from Thunder Bay. All right, so now you're asking here, should you be a stepdad, or should you hold off to a woman that you might be able to meet in another time? Well, first of all, no, I don't think you should be a stepdad. I think you should, it sounds like you're a young guy. You should really hold off on being a stepdad because it sounds like you want to have your own kids. And it sounds like you don't want to be a stepdad. I don't know who would want to be a stepdad. Let's be real. And so because of that, you should not be settling. So you clearly don't want to do that. But it sounds like the bottleneck, when I say bottleneck, I mean, the point here that's really holding you back is the fact that you cannot move to a new city. Because the advice is you got to move to a new city. But that is far away. But you said you're not in a financial position. Then you got to work on your financial position. You have to do everything you can. And I don't want any excuses. A lot of people give excuses. Oh, no, I can't make. I think now, this is the time in all of history where it couldn't be easier to make money. This is the easiest time in the world, all due to the internet. The fact that you have everyone on the internet, and the whole internet is filled with people who are looking for things that they're interested in, or trying to find value in so many different ways, and you can reach all these people in all these different ways to give them value. I have made a job and career out of giving dating advice. That is weird. I'll admit it, and I'll be the first to admit it. It's weird. How many people do you know who's a dating coach? But I did it. If I can do that, good Lord, you can make money in another way. Follow Gary Vee. Gary Vee, he's a famous entrepreneur, influencer. He talks about side hustles all the time. I'll give you a couple bits of advice. Just know that anything that you're interested in, there's other people interested as well. And if you document that stuff and you side hustle your way to creating a little niche on the internet of something that you're really interested in, you can make money that way. You can make money off of advertisements. I mean, oh my God, TikTok, like all these people, it's so easy to go viral on TikTok based on little niches. And you don't need to be some hot girl dancing on TikTok. You can be a guy nerding out on board games or whatever you want. And you can find an audience. And that audience can give you value in the form of money, which is what we're talking about here, to help you in a sense where you can continue to give the value that you're giving. I'm staying generic here, so this can, or I should say, being broad here, maybe a little vague, so everyone can kind of get an understanding of what this could be. What is it that you're interested in? What is it that you can give value on? I mean, even the other day, I was looking on, I think it was my TikTok. I got an ad or something, or it was Instagram, that you can make money by taking pictures and uploading them to a site that's a stock photo site, and they'll pay you for your pictures so they can use them and they can sell them to other people who are looking for stock footage. I mean, and if you have an iPhone, even like an iPhone 8, it's going to take pretty good pictures. So my point here is, and we don't have to get too deep into this, but I think you get the idea. There is a lot of ways that you can make money. And I have a gut feeling that you do not have to be making that much money to live in the closest town that's 8 hours away. It does not have to be something where it's a significant amount. Why don't you reverse engineer the process? Figure out how much money is it going to take me to live in that town. So let's say you can figure out, okay, well, I looked up a couple of places. Rent costs this much. Food there costs this much. This is what I like for entertainment. And this is what I figure out. What is the bare minimum that you need. Okay, figure out how much you need to make per month. What is that per year? I like to go a little bit more per month so you can figure out like how much you can make per month to survive, because monthly expenses is what we kind of go by here. So if your monthly expenses are, let's say it's $4,000 all in, okay, then you need to make at the minimum $4,000 in a side hustle. Is this going to happen overnight, Brian? No, of course not. This is going to take, it could take a couple years, but I would be even shocked if it took that long, if you were really learning this stuff. And listen, you are listening to this podcast, so you have access to information, which means you have access to information to help you to make more money, to do a side hustle. And I don't want anyone out there giving the excuse like, oh, well, it's easy for you. No, of course it's not easy, but it is totally doable. You're going to have to work really hard. You might have to work nights and weekends. Let me tell you something. When I started TripAdvice in 2011, I mean, I was literally working all the time. And that is what you have to do if you want to create something for your own and make your own money. I'm kidding you not, working all day and all night, weekends too. So I was building the systems to attract people to, buy the courses and buy coaching. This is what I do right now for this podcast, right? It's kind of the same idea, but I had nothing. I was at ground zero. So I was working on all that, creating products for people, thinking, okay, what could I help people with? How can I help people with flirting and meeting women and approach anxiety? How can I bring value, right? So how can I create value that's going to be in exchange for value, i.e. money? How can I build this business? And then on the weekends, I was taking guys out coaching, and then Sunday would be kind of the day of rest. But let's be honest, I was looking at my email all the time and thinking about what other videos to make, and yes, I was working all the time. So I can't imagine that anyone else would have to do anything less. You got to work hard. It's going to be stressful at times. You're going to hit walls. But if you want to get to the point where you're not a stepdad and you're living in a town that has more people with more options, and that is a big priority for you, and being a stepdad is one of your, in your own sense, non-negotiables for what you want for your life, then that's what you got to do. And hopefully, by the way, it should be fun. Hopefully you enjoy the process of whatever it is that you're interested in that's going to bring value and make you money. Hopefully you're interested in that side hustle. That's kind of the point too. And you kind of get best of both worlds. You make money to have the freedom to do the things that you want to do, and then you get to do the things that you want to do, which is awesome, right? So that's what I would do, my friend.